Well, it's time for the grand finale of this FM06 Let's Retro Save with Luton Town. But will it be grand? We are back today for an FA Cup final in which we are the heavy favourites after a final day of the season against Manchester United, where after Friday's episode, our title chances have pretty much gone. But if we can get third place and a record high finish, this would be some season with a domestic double in the Cups. Yes, hello and welcome along to the 59th and final episode of this FM06 Let's Retro Save from Luton Town. We are back today to head to Old Trafford after Manchester United had just secured their survival with a few games to spare. Claudio Ranieri had come in and saved the day. And then we'll face Fulham in the FA Cup final, a side that are signing Mike Zonneveld from us this summer and have already been relegated due to the weird scenario of this league campaign. So if they win it, it'll be Championship football in Europe. But will we be able to prevent that and win a League Cup and FA Cup double? If you want to find out, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. We start the week with the grandest of finales, but let's make sure it's a special one. There have been no games off camera because the Liverpool and Chelsea doubleheader was here with you last time. We have got a good situation at the club. It's in a good position. And of course, if you want the save file after, let me know and I'm happy to let you have it. But after 6 seasons, after a meteoric rise and probably more success and more quick success than I expected, we have got a chance to do something very special today and win one of the big competitions that Luton Town has never won in real life. So let's go and get through to the first of the two. There is no point hanging around today. Yes, a trip to Old Trafford is a bit of a warm-up for us. 14th v 3rd as they've pipped their way up the division, but if we beat them, we could push them back down to 17th, which would be a bit of a laugh if nothing else. As you can see from the league table, we've lost by far the least games in the division, but just a few too many draws and a few too many goals conceded compared to the rest of the top four. In terms of goals scored, we're top of the tree, we're entertaining. We've got to keep them out at the other end. And that's why I'm so annoyed that Vincent Kompany rejected us last summer to go and play for this lot in a relegation battle. But hopefully we'll get some revenge today. They've got a very good side still. The likes of, I know he's not fit, Mascherano, Darren Fletcher's now back. They've still got Rooney, Cambiasso, Ferdinand and company, Kamani in goal, who was always a beast in the early FMs, and Wes Brown, Van Nistelrooy, Nicholas Bentner. It's a good squad, isn't it? They should be doing better than they are. Let's go and see what we can do today, though, because this is a very interesting setup. We've got Gabby Agbonlahor struggling a little bit physically, so I'm probably going to give him a rest for Shane Paul, and that means Theo Walcott will make his way onto the bench. Freddie Guarin is back. Anthony Van den Boer, I'm not sure on. I think I'm going to stick with the back three we've got at the minute. Foley at right wing back stays there because Diaz is still nowhere near fit. The Cassie and Flamini will probably start, but what I am going to do is bring out maybe Portia. I don't know. John Obi Mikel's been in poor form. I'm not sure which way to go about this. I think we're going to stick with Mikel for now against his former club, give him one more chance to shine. Or do I go for Portia, who's been a beast in front of goal? Let's go for... Is he happy or unhappy? He's fairly determined. So we're going to get Guarin on the bench for... I'm going to do Anthony Van den Boer. He's been really struggling with his morale. So let's just drop him out a week, let him reset. This is the 11 we're going for. It is Kasper Schmeichel in goal. Leonardo, Basagno and Davis the back three. Foley and Zonneveld continue at wing back. Got a big decision to make in the FA Cup final. Do I play Zonneveld in the final game against the club he'll be at next season? Will he sabotage just so he can play in Europe? I don't know. The Cassie and Flamini, the holding midfielders, and then Mikel behind Crouch and Paul up front. I guess the poor form for the front three is because we've played two of the best sides in the division in the last 2 weeks. Now we're not really doing that. So let's go and see if we can embarrass United. It's 14th v 3rd, but really, all I want today is no injuries, because for the FA Cup final, if everyone's fit, I'm a pretty happy man. Well, a change of manager and a change of formation. Claudio Ranieri going very narrow with this team. He's got the back four, but then I wonder why they've got two Simpsons at fullback, and neither of them are Danny Simpson. Up front, they've got a youngster as well, but that midfield four, Mascherano, Fletcher, Cambiasso, Richardson, with Kompany and Ferdinand behind. It's not bad, is it? How on earth, with Rooney up front and Kamani in goal, they're 14th in the league? I don't quite know. They've got two youngsters at fullback and one up front. Maybe it's the next class of 92 coming through. But early doors, it's us on the attack with Mikel finding Peter Crouch. Support in the middle. Goes back towards Foley. Turns right, and he's got options down the line here. Don't really know why he's running in his way there, Decassi, but he finds Shane Paul. There's two in the middle. Paul inside to Foley. Crosses block. Cambiasso can clear. Rooney will pick it up, and he's got space to run into. Finds his partner Davis up front. He's not being closed down quick enough, but thankfully his shot is pretty wayward and wide. And we're able to get away with that one early. 10 minutes gone. 0-0 at the moment. Not the best of performances so far. Darren Fletcher's got the corner into the box. Flamini heads away. Can we get on the break? Crouch can look over the top. If Zonnevel wins that, we're in. But Mikel gets the second ball. Down the line to Paul. It's a 2-on-2. Zonneveld's in the middle. Paul's got one to take on. Beats him. He's into the box. Lays it to Zonneveld. So unselfish. And he should have been more selfish because that's awful. Has the whole goal to pass it into. Panics and goes for power and puts it straight at Khomeini, who makes a brilliant save. But he shouldn't have had a chance. Cambiasso goes back into Simpson now. And it's Manchester United on the attack. I can't believe that's not gone in. Really, really poor from Zonneveld. Maybe the sabotaging has already started. 25 minutes gone. It's a throw on the right for United as Mascherano finds Simpson. Chance to cross it, deflects, and it's a corner kick. It's not been convincing, this. We've had by far the best chance of the match. There's no doubt in that. We've not dominated the game by any stretch as Fletcher puts it in towards Rooney. Headers one, deflects off the line, and Foley gives away a penalty. That's really poor. I mean, the commentary says dubious decision, so I can't be that critical. Some weird penalty takers in this game. We've got Kieran Richardson above the likes of Rooney now. Here he comes, left-footed into the top corner. They won't be complaining now. 1-0 to Manchester United. We've missed an absolute sitter, and now we've been done at the other end. Not a great performance so far. Not the confidence we were hoping for going into the FA Cup final. There's a Mascherano corner for United. We do not want to go 2 down. Rooney with a free header. Curtis Davis all over the shop. Not a good display at all. We're in trouble here. This has not been a good finish to the season. I know Chelsea and Liverpool were tough games. We only got 1 point. We didn't score. But I didn't expect us to fall off the cliff this quickly after a long unbeaten run. As Crouch loses the header, Rooney can bring it away and Davis is on the break. Good challenge by Flamini. Davis back to Basagno. Leonardo up towards Crouch. Ferdinand beats him. We're struggling in the air there. And I guess the one thing United have still got is 2 world-class centre-halves, one of which we would have wished was in our shirt. Rooney's put the shot wide. And to be fair, under Claudio Ranieri, they've flown up the division. They've picked up points galore. So maybe they are starting to show their true quality, but we're not. As Foley goes long, Paul chases over the top. Options in the middle. Crouch is there. In towards him. Crouch with a header. Just over, but far better. Quick, wide, direct. That's how we want to play. As Mascherano puts the cross in, Darren Fletcher's up. Foley wins this time. Gets it towards Paul. Simpson wins it back off him though. Into Rooney. Finds Davis. It's going to be 2. We're in trouble. We are not going into this final in form. And since we've not been able to win the league, we've really fallen away. If Liverpool can get a win, or even a draw as they are now, they'll jump above us on goal difference. And that means we're going to drop to 4th, which would be disappointing from being in a title race. Schmeichel's rated a 5. I don't know why. He's not favourite to save a penalty, and the second wasn't his fault. But I am going to complain. Leonardo's playing poorly. I think we might have to go back to Vandenborg, the tried and trusted for the FA Cup final. Zonneveld's now picked up a knock, which may well solve my problem when it comes to next week. He'll be replaced by Fabio Santos. Mikel's coming off for Portia. And I'm going to save the last one a few more minutes just because I'm not sure what to do with it. But 2 very early changes here and hopefully some sort of reaction. Because it's a free kick for Manchester United just inside their own box with Khomeini. Fletcher flicks on and Davis will chase the youngster and Curtis Davis just decides to give him a chance. I don't really understand. We're going to make the final change. There's no point waiting because Decassi's picked up a knock now as well. And what's the one thing I said today? No matter what the score is, I just want to avoid injuries. What have we done? Picked up multiple injuries. Classic FM. Some things never change. As a quarter of the game to go, Curtis Davis on the left finds Fabio Santos. Davis again up towards Crouch. Flicks on. Portia gets one back. And he might have just put himself in the cup final team. Because John Obi Mikel's had 3 games in a row where he's been poor. And Portia has popped on and scored a goal here. Massive moment for him and possibly for this game. I feel so much more confident if we could avoid defeat. As Guarin gets in on the right, United might be running out of steam as Foley gets to the byline. Chance to cross. Crouch is in there if he can beat Ferdinand and does. but can't quite direct it towards goal. It's over the bar. We're starting to level out the stats here. Mascherano is one of a few looking knackered for them as Fabio Santos on the left. Space to run into. Great cross. Portier again. Side netting. Looks a real threat. He is definitely making a difference here. As to be fair, is Santos, and they both might have to start next week. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. Who's injured now? Physio on again. I didn't even see who it was for. Curtis Davis will start from the back. We've got 4 minutes to find an equaliser plus stoppage time. Fabio Santos carries over halfway. Crouch just running towards him. Get in the box, man. Don't know what you're doing. Fabio Santos down the wing. Finds Paul. Into the box. Ramon fouls him. Penalty kick. Crouch will have the chance to end his little goal drought. Get us a point and get us in form for the final. Please, Peter, deliver. Peter Crouch v Carlos Kameni. Who's going to score? Peter Crouch. Oh, my God. He's literally just passed it to him. Has he tried to do the little dink or something? I don't know. It looked pathetic. Well, what a way to finish that was. I'm going to say I'm disappointed. It's a terrible performance. And I'm now very concerned going into the cup final that we are well away from our best form. Let's go and see what that means for the league table. Liverpool drew 0-0, so they overtake us to third. Chelsea won it on goal difference from Arsenal. Incredible that the defensive record paid dividends. And again, ours is what cost us. If we could concede 15 less, we'd be right up there. 6 points off the title, though. A massive effort and our best ever finish in terms of comfort in the top 4 and points. But it isn't progress from last year in terms of position. And it is a 5th defeat of the season, which was avoidable and annoys me more. 10 million quid to the club. So if you do take over this save, plenty of money to come. No injuries to the 2 we got off quick enough by the looks of it. But look at the morale of some of these boys. There's trouble in the offing ahead of the FA Cup final. And we're going to have to make some decisions when it comes to form, /quality, /fitness, /morale when it comes to decisions for the cup final at the minute. Let's skip ahead to it and hope that Fulham, after relegation, are in just as bad a nick. Superb morale, apparently, but lots of injuries and a side that have just been relegated from the Premier League. We should be favourites, but this side on paper is still very, very good. Well, here it is. It's not been our finest few weeks, albeit with tough opposition, but the end of that game at United gives me some concerns. We are back today, though, for a magical occasion. A second ever FA Cup final for Luton, and after winning the League Cup earlier this year for just the second time, we've got a chance to win a first FA Cup and our second major trophy in our tenure. It's Fulham who are playing, who have been relegated, but don't read too much into that. Even with the injuries they've got, their midfield includes Yaya Toure, Ricardo Montalivo and Steve Malbronk. They've got Kurzakov up front. It's a proper good team. I've no idea how they've ended up in such a mess. Maybe injuries, but you look at the people who are out injured now and they've played a lot of games. The first choice goalkeeper played 42. Collins John maybe not the best second striker. They've lost a few, but they're still a very good side. So on paper, going to be a little bit of a test. Let's decide what we're going to do here. I think my ultimate decision is we're going to go back to the strongest 11 we can pick. That means Van den Boer comes in for Leonardo, who may or may not be on the bench. I think he probably has to be, but I've not decided who for yet. We're going to take Shane Paul out. He's going to be replaced by Gabby Agbonlahor, who's been remarkable most of this year. Shane Paul will go onto the bench. I'm not sure who for yet. Probably, maybe John Obi Mikel. I think he's the one who drops out for this. We're going to go for Portier as the number 10, Leonardo sub-defender, and then it's just whether we bring in Guar in for De Cassi, which I don't think we will. So it's going to be 3 changes to the starting 11. Van den Boer, Portier and Agbonlahor in. John Obi Mikel drops out of the squad. Diaz can't come in because he's nowhere near fit yet. And Shane Paul and João Leonardo drop to the bench. It sort of takes out the 2 worst morale ones. Mikel's been struggling. He's out the squad. Leonardo onto the bench. And then it's a little bit of a mix when it comes to the 11. We can't really talk to many people in FM06. It's a bit limited on the praise in front. So it's going to be difficult to get these boys on side. Van den Boer's last 2 games have been horrific, but he's had a great season overall. We're going to trust him in the big game to deliver. So this is our 11 in full. Can we get the job done? The FA Cup final against an already relegated side. And at any other time of the season, in any other form, I'd be pretty confident about getting a result here. But can we do it this time? Let's go and find out. Well, a standard 4-4-2 for Fulham, and let me tell you, they'll be coming straight back up because there's some brilliant young players there that, with the experience, if it stays, and they've got the likes of Zonnevel going in, they'll be able to bounce back pretty quickly. It's a 4-4-2, but let's see how we get on against Fulham under the lights, under the arch at Wembley Stadium. We've won a playoff final in our second season. We've won the League Cup final. Can we deliver again this time as Jiranek at the back finds his goalkeeper, who's a very good youngster, but not that experienced. And Kurzakov is in behind Davis. Can he get there? He does. Brilliant defending. Schmeichel with the ball out towards Agbonlahor. That's the wrong way. Yaya Toure, another man who rejected us on a free earlier in this save. Malbronk goes back to Jiranek, and it's Fulham who have started the better, the soon-to-be championship side. As Crouch gets on the end of a Basagno clearance, we've got the chance to start a counter here, but Crouch loses it. It's a big ball over the top. Vandenborg does well. Back into the team. Maybe the break's just what he needed. Although he's out of position there. We're all over the place. Pike's in. What's he doing? He's put it wide. Schmeichel did enough. We've just got so many stars going out of form at the wrong time. And I don't know how you can't motivate yourself for a game this big. 25 minutes gone. It's 0-0. And it's a free kick on the edge of the box for Zonneveld. Oh, I shouldn't have doubted you. I'm sorry, Mike. I said, are you going to be unprofessional? Are you going to sabotage things? He's going to Fulham after this game. He's going to be playing championship football. And he's not going to be playing European football if they lose this match. But he's just put a free kick in the top corner. And Luton Town are 1-0 up. And so far on course for their first ever FA Cup trophy. As Foley gets to the byline on the right with a chance to cross. Zonneveld's in there. The keeper does well. It's out for a throw on the left. It's been better since the goal. We've not had any threat on ours. They've still got that breaking pace, and that's something I worry about. It's why we've been so successful. We've got to be careful. It's not a good game. It's one of my classic cup finals, this. But we're 1-0 up. We're doing okay. We've just got to keep the morale up because there's a few people who are really struggling here. Let's go back to the match, get into the second half. On the bench, we have got quality. I mean, Freddie Guarin, Santos, Roger Paul, they're class players. But some of the morale's a problem as Zonnevel puts a free kick in and Basagno, lovely turn on Toure, just over the bar with a shot. Would have been the perfect start to the second, wouldn't it? A second goal would be lovely. Because as we've seen this season, we keep a lot of clean sheets, but then when we concede a few as Agbonlahor breaks down the right, another man who's had a quiet finish. And this season, he's been brilliant at times, but he's falling off the cliff again now as Jiranek on the right, in towards Bat. We're sitting very deep compared to normal. Almost like there's a bit of fear of hanging on to this 1-0. Kurzakov on the right wants to try and change it. Davis does really well though. Clears long. Crouch won't get there. France is away as far as Kurzakov again. Flamini up with him. And Crouch goes for the second ball but doesn't win it. Now Moran finds Montalivo. Kurzakov with a shot. Over the bar. Some quality players there. Montalivo looks like he's gone up front now. And we're going to have to be very careful as Zonnevel plays to Davis. 1-2 from the throw-in. And he's lost it. Maybe the sabotage is back on. He was just fooling us with a free kick. He's now going to give one away. Malbronk on the left-hand side. Space to run into. Portia back defending. Foley loses the second ball though. Malbronk goes again. Forced backwards but keeps possession. And Fulham are starting to pile the pressure on. Moran carries it forward. The young Irishman. Portia fouls him. And that's a dangerous position. Might be a yellow card too. And that all came from Zonnevel giving it away against his soon-to-be club. Is the referee going to book him? No, he's not. We get away with that one. It's about 30 yards out. Can we keep it out? Montalivo has got class. He's put it wide of the post. Just under an hour gone. We're 1-0 up. But this is not convincing. It is not a good performance. And if we get through another 5 or 10, we will make changes. As Zonnevel with the corner. Back to Anthony Vandenborg. Chance to cross. Flamini's in there. Lewis Stevenson gets it clear. Foley's going to chase it. Schmeichel should have plenty of time. He looks for the long ball forward. Zonneveld's the man up there still. Loses it. Where's the defence? Basagno just gets back, but that is terrible. And long ball towards Crouch. Jiranek wins it. And Kurzakov can break again, but Flamini surrounds him quickly. And Zonnevel can work down the left to Crouch. Chance to get in, but again it's clear. Crouch is really struggling with the young defender. As Vandenborg goes up towards him. Wins this one against Jiranek. And then Flamini shoots. Good save. Montalivo's picked up a knock which may help us. And with 20 to go. I'm a bit worried Basagno keeps stepping in because look at the defence now. There's no one back with the strikers. Moran goes up to Kurzakov. I'm a little bit worried about him. Kurzakov into Malbronk. It might be too late. Good save. De Cassie's on the rebound. We're going to have to make an adjustment here. I'm pretty sure I have all of the defenders on no forward runs, but if not, I will change it. Montalivo's ball in. Schmeichel does well. Under pressure from Kurzakov, he's kept it out. We're seeing a lot of this game. As fact, Bonlahor flicks on. You've got to score, Pete. You've got to score, Peter. In he goes. Oh, great save. Brilliant save from Howarth. But Crouch is having a nightmare week. Missed that penalty against United in ridiculous circumstances. Why have we only got one back from the corner again? I'm going to have to get another man back there because this is getting silly. Montalivo chases. Foley clears. Can you let me make my subs? The ball's been out about 5 times. It's a corner, now a goal kick. Can we finally make it, please? Right. Basagno, no forward runs. I don't know why he's trying to carry it forward still. We should have all 3 back, but they keep stepping in. From the corners, I'm going to get Flamini back. Just to make sure we've not got an extra man. Try and keep as many back as possible. And then I'll do the same from throw-ins for a couple of them as well, because Basagno normally stays back. And we'll do the same with all of the back 3, just so we don't get caught out. I don't want to concede a goal because we've got too many upfield from a set piece. We are going to take off Peter Crouch for Roger. We are going to take off De Cassie for Guarin. And I'm going to leave the last one. No, I'm not. I'm going to go Shane Paul for Bonlahor. Not had the heroic display he did against Chelsea or Barcelona in the other 2 big games this season. Let's see what we can do this time. The 3 changes will be made, and there's 18 minutes plus stoppage time between us and our first FA Cup win. We're just under 15 remaining. Fulham have chucked 4 up front, so we'll have to change the fullbacks in a minute. Davis wins the first header. We need to survive this one to do it. Vandenborg gets there, gets a crucial touch on it. He's had a decent game so far in fairness, and Foley looks to release Paul. If he makes it 2, we can start to party. There's one in the middle. Paul for Roger. It's into the box. It's a great save. What a goalkeeping display from this young man. As Foley on the right finds Guarin, and we keep it going as Roger up against Juranic loses out. Let's go and change the fullbacks. We do not want to be caught out at the back. So Zonneveld and Foley will drop into a back 5, not making those runs forward as regularly. And hopefully that'll just stop us getting caught. Now we'll really test Zonneveld to see if there's a sabotage on. 10 minutes plus stoppage time. It's 1-0 to Luton. It's not been a good performance. Yes, we've been the better side, but we've not been brilliant. If we can sneak over the line, no. Nobody remembers that. They just remember that you've won the FA Cup and you've got your name on there. Who's been sent off? Portia. What are you doing? I'm going to leave it as it is and just play up to the front 2. What's he even been sent off for? It's the one thing I don't like in this old game is you don't find out what it's for. Free kick awarded. Paul had his shirt. No, it's not that one. Portia upended back, tripping him over on a yellow card. That's a soft red in a cup final. Not stopping a counter-attack, just tripping someone accidentally. 90 minutes played, we're into stoppage time. The time wasting is now on full. And we're down to 10 men as Malbronk goes over the top. Schmeichel comes and does very well with that. Will it be a clean sheet when it matters most? I know our defensive record in the league has let us down. But the League Cup final against Chelsea, clean sheet. Oh, no, what is that? Zonneveld, I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Mike Zonneveld. Deliberately passes it out for a corner in stoppage time if this goes in. You absolute dirtbag. What are you doing? You might well have scored the winner, but you are doing everything to let Fulham win this. It's over now, though. It goes array for him. Array even. What a win. Luton 1, Fulham 0. A first FA Cup trophy and a domestic double with the 2 cup competitions. Fantastic stuff. Good performance, Vandenborg. Zonneveld scores the winner with a free kick despite trying to harm us later on. You have fun at Fulham in the Championship. And that is about the perfect finish. Albeit not with a great performance, but the perfect finish in terms of milestone to a very enjoyable retro save. Let's go and have a look at the news items, round off the season, and see just how far we've come with Luton Town before finishing. Well, despite a few people trying to let us down today, £1 million into the bank, we bring glory to Luton, we win a first ever FA Cup, and Mick Harford is happy with us. So many positives there. There's the 1-0 victory over Fulham confirmed. Christian Portia, you are an idiot. Mike Zonneveld, you're even more of one because you're leaving to go to Fulham in the Championship. You have fun with that, lad. What else is going on? Cardiff City win the FA Wales Premier Cup final. Not sure why I needed to see that. Worksop promoted. Don't need to care about that. Lots of young players leaving the club, and none of them are really good enough, unfortunately. The only one that's of note is I think Clark played one game for us, but not much more than that. Let's go and have a look at this team, though, because, look, we're leaving this club in a very good position. The only problem we've got moving forward, if you are to take on this save, Anthony van den Boer is the Zonneveld of last year. He wants to leave. Your choice whether you get another year out of him or you try and take the money now and run. Otherwise, it's a very good squad. Most of it's tied down for many years. And if you look at the average ratings this year, I know there's a couple who struggled from sub-appearances. So Roger and Walcott were two of the prime candidates. But pretty much everyone else was very good. And despite a few injuries early in the year, we found form and we played really well. And we won that cup final without Rodrigo Diaz. We leave this club after back-to-back fourth place finishes in the Premier League. It will be a second successive Champions League campaign. There have been quarterfinals in the Champions League this year. In the UEFA Cup, we got to the quarters last year, didn't we? Just trying to remember. Semi-final we lost in that one. PSV, that's right. And we've also this year won our first two major competitions of the save. The League Cup against Chelsea after a very fortunate run. And the FA Cup where we had a slightly tougher run. We beat Spurs on penalties. We played Wigan, a good Premier League side. But if we're being honest, we didn't play anyone in the top four of the Premier League on our way. So, again, maybe slightly fortunate. A thrilling, narrow defeat against Arsenal and a most memorable night of the save. That 5-0 against Barcelona. You saw it on camera. Agbonlahor scored the hat-trick. That was the moment I was probably in the most disbelief. Our second biggest win of the save. It was at home to Barcelona and a star-studded team. What a save it's been. What a fun time we've had. Let's go and have a look at my profile and just see how we've been, because it's not quite as detailed as the olden days, but there's still a few years on the contract. Loyalty is definitely moving up after this long time. Why does it say my preferred formation is 4-4-2? I think I've played it since the first two seasons when we went up, did we? We've been at a back three for 4 years now, but apparently that's still my favourite. Continental reputation with flying up. And if we have a look at our time, 2 cup wins, 312 games played, 148 wins, and a 164 positive goal difference with over 500 goals scored. Not a bad effort at all. Yes, we've spent a lot of money, but we've done it sensibly. Our highest fee received and our highest fee spent are pretty similar. Our time spent at the club is over 2,000 days. We've won 10 awards overall. And look at that. Bought and sold exactly the same number of players. A lovely save. I've really enjoyed going back to a retro FM. And albeit there's going to be a little breather now, because I'm going down to visit friends and family in the real world, and because we've got to get another save prepared, I'm going to be doing more retro stuff this year because I'm loving it. We've done this one here. We're doing LMA Manager 2003 on Twitch, which has been brilliant fun. And we've got another little save that I've recorded a few episodes of that will be coming to the channel very soon. So over the next couple of weeks, we will be having a little bit of a quieter spell with just a few stream replays and odd little shorts. But after that, look forward to another summer retro series as we move on to another FM and do something a little bit different. If you did enjoy this one, though, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Subscribe and turn that notification bell on to stay up to date with the rest. Thank you so much to all of you that have followed along loyally with this save. I know it wasn't ever going to be the big hitting one because it's not a modern game, but I've had great fun. Some of the nostalgia, some of the names we've seen have been brilliant, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing them as much as me. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch up in the eye above, as we will be live over the next couple of weeks with more LMA Manager 2003 if you do like your retro games. And of course, follow us over on the Football Podcast for Championship Manager specials throughout the summer. For now though, thank you so much for watching. It's been brilliant fun, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as me. I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time as we start another Retro FM and another fun save from an old database with more nostalgic names.